Hi, welcome back to the 8-Bit Retro Refix, and on this week's video we're going to be revisiting that SX-64 that I've not looked at for a long time, the one that we put the SX CPU board in, the Replica one. We're going to be taking a look at the FFD board that we've sent for me to test, and there's a few issues on that board. But if you enjoy these videos guys, please do all the good stuff, hit that, do this, click my bell, all that lot. Thanks very much. If you do enjoy these videos, if you check out in the description, you'll find the list of the main 5 that's in the YouTube Retro Repairers groups. They all do some great stuff. There's a lot of programming stuff, a lot of building of circuit boards, fault finding, stuff like that. So if you enjoy that stuff, check them guys out. So we might not be another video next weekend because there's Retro for You, Neil and myself going to the Amiga Club meetup in Rochdale. So we might try and do a bit of a video when we're there, see how it goes. It's the first time I've been to one of these meetings, so I don't know what it's like. I'll try and take some footage for you guys to see. But for now, let's get on with the SX. So I wanted to set it up like this so you can see it start up with the LCD screening. It does look really nice with that. I have taken the audio stuff out because that wasn't quite right. I've not been into this for quite a while. I've not been back to it for a bit. But I have been sent the FDD board to test out. So that's what we're going to do right now. But what I wanted to do first is just fire it up and just show you that everything is working. We've got a disc in here. It's got a few bits and pieces on it like Airwolf, Ghostbusters, Cannon Rider. I nearly said fodder. So yeah, so we've already got a disc in there. I just wanted to show you when you crack it up, it does read the discs, etc. Things like that. So let's just fire that up now. I'll put the television on as well so you can see past there. Try and let you have a look at that screen, and we'll put that one on in the back as well. There you go. So you can see Kite is very nice. Is that LCD screen? I know it's gone dark around it, but I'm just trying to focus in on the monitor screen for you. So you can see there, it always seems to be working correctly. We've got the keyboard here. This keyboard is what we did in the previous videos when we put a new membrane inside it. I've still got to repair the corner, which I'll show you now if I can. Look, got a little bit broken on that corner, but it came like that. So I've got the keyboard here. Let's have a look. So let's do load $8. We're accessing disk, we're ready, we're listing, it lists it up. Let's try one right quickly. I don't know how long these take. Let's try that one. Come on, 8,1. We've got Jiffy DOS, etc. in there, so it shouldn't take too long. There we go. So that shows you done it. That the disk drive's working okay. So what I'm going to do now is switch it off, spin it around, and we're going to install the Replica FFD board, and we'll give it a test and see whether this works. Because I do believe they were having problems with it, but they weren't sure and they wanted to test it on a proper SX, one that we've known up and working. So we've got another kernel ROM here, genuine kernel ROM, and we're going to put this in now and test it. So I've just spun that round, taken the two screws out of the bottom there. We've disconnected the user port connection off there. We have disconnected that connection off that board as well. And there is one that runs here, that runs around to the video, I do believe, because that text carries the video through to the back. That's got a cable tie around that cable, so I'm not going to disconnect that. I'm just going to lift it and move it to one side. If we can. Might just be easier if we take that little user port board off top of there and just move that to the other side. And I can unplug that and swing it around this side. Out of the way. I don't think you guys can see a great deal here, but that's swung out of the way now. We have got a Jiffy DOS in this one, so I don't know if I put Jiffy DOS into that one or try it with an original kernel. But I think that'd be just easier to wiggle it, if you know what I mean. We should be able to see whether it works anyway. We can see it on that TV screen. Let's try it with. So there is some chips missing. Gate array. So we're going to have to swap that gate array chip. I don't know whether you can see in there. Let me just move you a little bit closer. So it's been sent. So like I said, the gate array on this one's not here. It's there, look. So I'm going to have to put that one into this board. Jiffy DOS, I'll just have to hang to one side out of the way because we don't want to put Jiffy DOS in there with the turn pin sockets and the turn pins on it, which will stretch the socket and then knacker that socket up. So we don't want to do that at this moment. My board has got Jiffy DOS pushed in because I wanted it in there, but that's fine. If I need to change the socket, I'll do so. So let's just try and get this out now, and let's have a look. So what we have is some little plastic tags up here. We take that little wire off there, out of the way. Let's just move this Jiffy DOS. It's going to be a bit difficult. We've got some length on wire, so when we lift it up, we should be able to do that. So we should be able to push these little tabs inside here. One way or another. It's coming out. Dropped it. So the centre's come out of that pin. So you just pull the board forward and it should pop that out, which it has done. They're very, very tiny are these things. Very tiny. Just push that back inside there and put that to one side. Do the same with the other side. Might have to do this. I'm going to block the camera up, so 2 seconds. Right, just quickly did that off camera. I popped that one out of there, and I've taken that one out of there and released all these wires here. So you can see that board's fairly loose now. So let's lift that out, pop the Jiffy DOS out. Right, so I've swapped them bits over. So I've put the basic in for it. I've swapped that bottom chip around there. I'm not quite sure what that does without looking it up. And we've changed that gate array from down here into this replica board. And we'll just plug this in now and we'll give it a try. Right, so that should do it. I've got you on screen now. Let's see if this works. So remember, the disk is still in the disk drive. Now I've noticed on the board, which the original board doesn't have, is a red light and a green light. So I'll have to speak to him about what them lights actually are. Seems a bit strange, does that? But here we go. We've got it up and running. Let's do a directory. No, that didn't work. It locked up solid. Let's do a reset. Just go for the usual. I don't know even why I'm typing that. It's got Jiffy DOS. Shift and run stop. Just see if it'll load up. No. It locked up a solid. So let me try and swap a few chips out of mine and see if it makes any difference. So I've just swapped out the first 6522 that was in, can't really see this, my eyes are getting worse and worse and worse. It was right next to the gate array anyway, so that didn't make a difference. So I'm going to pull that chip out and put the original one back in. So let's try again. That's through swapping the next chip. We'll try that. So load. Nope, locked up solid. So we'll change the next 6522. And then there's another chip that we can test, and then after that it's pulling all the logic ICs out and testing all and making sure that they're all working. But we'll try these next two chips first. So be right back. And that's that 6522 tested, and it does exactly the same. So we've got one last chip to do, and then we can have a look at these other gates arrays, LS chips and stuff in the EEPROM burner, because they're all in sockets, just to check and make sure that all them chips are all good. And if it's not, then obviously it's something on the board. What I have noticed is, I don't know whether these have been fixed in the revision of that board, is there's just two jumper wires on my board. There's one that loops around there and there's one that runs up there. So I need to do a continuity test to see whether them points are actually touching each other as well. So I might do that when this power supply is out of the way again before we swap this last chip. So I'll be back again. So let's check that. No, locks up solid. Right, so I suppose that's a case of checking the rest of the logic chips. Right, so what I'm going to do now is pull that back out of there, and we're going to test these continuities on them little traces that I was showing you. I'm going to put mine back in and make sure that it's still okay, and then we'll go forward and check the LS chips. So just to make sure that I haven't screwed everything up, or any chip legs are out or all silly like that, let's put this is the original drive that's back in here, so let's give it a test. I've put the Jiffy DOS back in it. So yeah, just to make sure it's still working, and at least we've got a base and we know what we're doing. And then we'll have a look at these LS chips. Yeah, it looks like it's still reading everything, so that's good. At least we still know it's up and running. So I'm going to put this out of the way for a minute, and we'll have a look at some of these chips and see if we can test some of them and see if we can see what's going on. There were them two little jumper patch wires, weren't there, that I spoke about, to see if we can find where they go to, and we'll just pin them out and see if that's got anything to do with it. Right, okay, just while I was messing about there for a minute, I wanted to check these wires, these patch wires that's on this board that I've got. What I've noticed is, I'm going to find my pointer. I'll pop a picture up so you can see and you can follow along. But what I've found is, tilt this up a little bit, on my board, just under here, there's a right little tiny little pinpoint there. I don't know whether you guys can see that. Try to zoom in a little bit, bring us down, hang on. So you can see that little sparkly little bit there, that's because I've broken the silk screen there a little bit. Well, that goes right round to that point there, if you look at that picture, and then that point there comes straight down here to this pin here. So, oops, this pin here. So I have got continuity from here right up to that point in there, right round there to pin 4 on there. I'm right with pin 4, yeah, it looks like a pin 4. Onto pin 4 there. But when I test it on this board, that's not there. There is another one that runs from down here, and it comes all the way up here and comes across and goes to there. So I've checked that one, and that one's joined, but this one isn't. So what I'm going to do on the back of the board, just for test purposes, is I'm just going to run a patch wire from there down to this pin down here, as I said, on the back of the board, so we're not doing any damage to the board or anything like that. So that's got a link right the way through, and then we'll retest it and see what difference it makes, if any. Right, so that's got us jumper from the, I think it's that second pin in there up to the 4th pin along down there, pin 4 on there. The other one, like in that picture I showed you, has continuity all the way through. This didn't. The other one that I took from down there, that little shiny point, I don't know whether you guys can see that in there, and I'll try and scope you in. Yeah, you can just see it. See, there's a right little pin up there, you can see that little white dot. That goes up to, I think it's pin 4 or 3 on this chip up here. So it goes up there, so that's got continuity from there to there on that jumper wire, but there was another one jumper wire in that picture that went from there around to there that was missing. So what I've done is I've just bridged it straight through up until that top piece up there, and I'm hoping that that will do. It's just a patch wire, I think. So I've put the chips back in here, back in the gate array, back into it. I've not looked at the LS chips at all. With finding that, I wanted to put a patch wire on there first and check it out and see whether that actually made a difference. So I'm just going to quickly go fudge this one into the SX, and we'll take a look and see whether it made any difference. So that jumper wire didn't make a difference, it's still locking up. It's making some strange noises on the drive and it's spinning now. So I'm just going to pull the board out again and have a quick look, see if there's anything that I've missed, like a pin lag or outdaft. Okay, so my camera battery died, so you've missed out on me testing all the LS chips, but I have done all the LS chips. We have checked everything on the board and they all seem all okay. I was speaking to him and he says he got a lot further than what I have, and he believes that it was just a stepper motor that wasn't working properly on it. And he asked if I'd checked it with the 1540 watt diagnostic cartridge, which I haven't. So I'm going to do that again at a later date. But at the moment we've got it all built back up again, and I want to update the Kawari that's in there to the latest firmware. I am thinking about taking the LCD back out, so if you think I should be doing that or not, drop me a comment. The reason why I'm thinking of that is because I do like things original, if you like. I know it's got a Kowari in there. The idea is to make this a bit of a Frankenstein and do all sorts of things to it. But I'm getting to the stage where there's too many projects on the go, and I just want to see if I can wrap things up. So with the Kowari being able to run in PAL now, at 50 Hz, I should be able to get colour out of the original CRT, which should also fix his audio issue as well by putting it back there. And then I'll just use this LCD screens for testing consoles with and computers with, when I be a bit easier than plugging a telly into it all the time and looking up in the air. So I might just use it for that. But let me know what you think. Should I leave the LCD in and sort the audio out, or should I just put the CRT back into it and wrap it up? Just let me know what you think. So yeah, so right, what we're going to do at the moment is I'm just going to pop you up and let you have a look at the picture I've got on my screen. So there you go, you can see that's the Kowari, and what we need to do is, if you look at them jumper options at the bottom there, there's 3 little jumpers on there. I'm boy, are they small jumpers. I'll show you what the jumper looks like if I don't drop it. You can see it in my fingers. That is absolutely tiny if my camera will focus on my hand. It's a tiny little jumper. It's really, really tiny. But hey ho, we've taken that off. So it does say there, open for unlock and closed for locked. So let's go back to the SX. Let's update this firmware and take a look at the utility disk and see whether we can actually change the Hertz running mode on it now. Right, so I've had to disable the drive because it didn't like it, and it has to have it in drive 8, otherwise it won't work. So I've had to disable it all. I've switched the Jiffy DOS off and everything, so let's try it again with it like that. This might take a little while because there's no Jiffy. I'll skip us forward anyway. 0.3, current firmware is 1.5, current firmware is main HL. Press any key to continue. Let's try. Perform flash. That's done the erase of the flash, so it's wiped the flash. So now we're copying the firmware version over. Might take a while. I'll skip us forward again. So wow, yeah, that firmware's done. That's just taken about 20 minutes because it were on standard. So I do really suggest that you do it with fast loaders. It's the first time I've ever updated the Kowari, and it's the first time I've ever seen it updated in an SX system. So I wanted to do it normal mode, if you like, rather than trying to force things first time. So that looks like it's updated now. So we should be able to quit out of here now and go back into the utility disk and to take a look to see whether we can lock or unlock that 50 Hertz. We'll see if we can find a demo and all and show you what that looks like. So now you can see up there, look, we've got the 6569R3, which is a PAL one, and we also have got Ntsc 50 on off. So we could switch that to on, spacebar alter, on, save. And now my TV hates it. So if I press spacebar again, it should go off, and S for save, we should go back. So if I go to that, to the Ntsc one, save, and we'll lock it at 50, save. Yeah, it does the same thing. So it doesn't like it on our PAL systems when you put it in Ntsc 50, but it can still run in 60 with the Ntsc Vic chip. So I'll put that back. R1, R3, we'll save that. So okay, we've got it updated to the latest firmware, which is 1.16. We're using the utility of 1.5, and we can change its Ntsc 50. So that's what I was after doing. So that's got the Kawari fully updated. So now let me see if I can find a Kawari demo disc for you. Wow, we've got an Amiga ball spinning like hell. Oh, that's quite cool, that. I like that. Is there else? Let's press space. No. So we'll just get a spinning ball. That looks quite cool though, doesn't it? Can we see the program? Nah, it's stuck in an SYS. So there's your spinning ball, and that's the Kowari updated, and that's as far as I'm going today, guys. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.